I didn't want to.
Oh, jeez.
How did I put it up? How did I put it up?
He wasn't playing.
He wasn't playing.
Anyone know how I could turn it up?
No.
At the bottom, see where on the other side, on the left?
To your right, to your right.
Yeah, right.
Right, on the screen.
No, on the screen?
On the screen.
Yeah.
But like you said, taking great
He wasn't playing.
No.
Today. Session today.
Yeah, absolutely, Whit. And the smoke smell, you can actually smell it in the air. Arson investigators are still here on scene. But like you said, taking great effort with this extensive damage to get student and staff back into the classroom by that first bell, which was 8 a.m. And remember, this was all after the long Thanksgiving break. Take a look at this cell phone video from a neighbor across the street from the school located on the 800 block of Colorado Boulevard. The fire began in the Monrovia High School's administration building, specifically the counselor's office, just before 12:30 this morning. Fire and heat damage extending to classrooms on the upper floors and
A developing story we're following out of Monrovia. A teenage boy is in custody after police say he admitted to starting a fire overnight at his own high school. NBC4's Lolita Lopez is live in Monrovia. And Lolita, despite the damage, class is still in session today.
yeah, absolutely, Whit. And the smoke smell, you can actually smell it in the air. Arson investigators are still here on scene. But like you said, taking great effort with this extensive damage to get student and staff back into the classroom by that first bell, which was 8 a.m. And remember, this was all after the long Thanksgiving break. Take a look at this cell phone video from a neighbor across the street from the school located on the 800 block of Colorado Boulevard. The fire began in the Monrovia High School's administration building, specifically the counselor's office, just before 12:30 this morning. Fire and heat damage extending to classrooms on the upper floors, and there is smoke damage throughout the building. One neighbor heard sounds of glass breaking and saw a person throwing objects into a window and then running away. That neighbor called police. A 17-year-old senior at the high school was caught a couple of blocks away and has been booked for arson. The school principal arrived and was given a tour of the school, working with the fire department to make accommodations.
There's no indication that there's an ongoing threat. In terms of the student safety,
We're going to be relocating the students out of the main building into other classrooms on campus. We'll be providing breakfast and lunch service to all of our students and our staff.
And this is a trying time for these students, especially seniors applying to college. The counseling office had many important papers, like transcripts, that literally had to be saved. Now, later on this afternoon, we'll tell you what happened and what the firefighters had to do to save those and see how many folks are affected. This community, small in nature, but definitely tied together. So this fire kind of making it a scary situation for some folks around here. But as you heard from police, there is no fear, according to them. The person that they believe started this fire is now under arrest, in a juvenile detention hall, and also they do not have a motive at this point for why that person started the fire. That's the very latest from Monrovia. Lolita Lopez, NBC4 News.
So the motive, I told you guys the motive.
How did he get caught?
So what he did is he watched it burn, obviously. He waited until it was completely on fire. He wanted to make sure that his transcripts were, not transcripts, the referral is gone. And so what he did is he waited, and then once he noticed this is what I did, he ran into nearby bushes. I don't know if you guys saw it, but they showed kids walking. It was in one those bushes right there. And yeah, so the kid, he got a few years of probation. Nothing serious happened to him with his, it was $1 million in damage, something like that. And yeah, so that's basically what it is, arson. And yeah, so with this I brought up the theft and I brought up arson. That's basically what this chapter was on. Other than that, do you guys have any questions or anything? Besides where he hid? No?